We are so sorry for the technical difficulties that I'm currently facing. I'm not sure the application keeps on crashing, so I hope that it works this time. But yeah, it's going to be a great game. Let's just wait for the analyst to arrive. I have just changed my phone, so I hope that the application doesn't crash. So I think it has to be the fact because of the big game that is about to be played. So let's hope that it works this time. Let me just add on the yeah, so big game KKR CSK. And before I start off the pre-match show, let me just inform everyone that we will be having the post-match show of the first match after this pre-match of KKR versus CSK. So stay tuned, guys. At around 7:15 p.m., we will be back with covering the post-match show on our channel for the game against Sunrisers and Punjab Kings. So let us begin. KKR versus CSK, the two historic teams, the team that played the final in 2012, where everything changed for the Kolkata Knight Riders, are currently playing here in Mumbai. We got Rishi here representing the Knight Rider army, and certainly it is good to have you on the show. We met on the weekly podcast. So Rishi, how's it going, buddy?
It's going pretty well. How about you?
Good, good. As a neutral, I think we have seen great matches in the IPL so far. So hoping to see another cracking match. So, and we got Vignesh here representing Chennai Super Kings, a team which is currently on the roll. And it is safe to say that the vintage CSK, the Chennai Super Kings team we know, are on their way back. And certainly, what a performance that was in the last match. So I could see Vignesh here being happy with that performance from Chennai Super Kings. So Vignesh, how are you, buddy?
Yeah, I think every CSK fan here is really happy here. And definitely we are gonna rock this night.
Well, certainly, and that is going to be a really interesting encounter because both the teams do know how to win such kind of games. Because we have seen both the teams being in this kind of a situation where things weren't going right for them. Because we saw KKR starting of the season really well, but then faltering in the last two games. So I think this is going to be a very interesting game from KKR's point of view because they are going to be playing in Mumbai now. They will. I think it's safe to say that they are going to enjoy batting a little bit more here as compared to Chennai. So let's just start off with Rishi.
Yeah,
KKR's form in the last two matches not convincing. To be honest,
yeah,
that heartbreaking loss against the Mumbai Indians, we talked about it on the podcast, but certainly they didn't deliver well against the Royal Challengers Bangalore. They did try to get close with that Russell heroics, to be
right.
honest, and but it still wasn't enough. I think a very disappointing performance with the ball. So your thoughts on the previous match against RCB, Rishi?
So Sanchit, I feel that they are trying too many experiments. Like one or two experiments must be okay in one game, but then if you try so many experiments, you change your batting lineup like anything. Like last year, only everything is repeating. Last year they used to send any batsman at number 3, number 4, number 5. There's no set batting order. You send Russell at number 4, but then you don't have anyone at the end. If Russell gets out, then what will you do? But then, so they have to set a batting order. Like Point Morgan has to come at number 4, then maybe Russell comes at number 5, and so on. So until and unless there is no particular set of batting order or a set of particular, unless and until they're settled, there's no way to win. So I hope that they get settled as soon as possible so that they'll see good things ahead.
Well, certainly, and I think the comments have started to come in. So before I head over to Vignesh, I would just like to ask everyone who is watching this live, please guys send in your comments to so that I could ask these two analysts here to think what they think about the particular match and your comments. So please keep the comments coming. And I could just see that Omkar Acharya saying that it is a batting pitch, so that is a respite for all the batsmen of both the teams. So Vignesh, if it's a batting pitch, your thoughts on Chennai Super Kings batting? I think they did a great job to reach 189 against the Rajasthan Royals from a position they were in. I think about 16 to 17 overs. I think they were 130 or 140 after the dismissal of MS Dhoni, which we'll be talking about him later on the show. So your thoughts on the overall firepower of the Chennai Super Kings batting lineup?
I think last game was really a crucial game for us to maintain the winning streak. And last time, if you see, not any player played more than 20 balls. Like the highest was maximum 20. So everybody played that intent playing, so that they wanted to make the game really interesting. And we got the score up to 188 because Faf du Plessis was really important that time. He scored a 17 ball, 33 runs. And then we had Sam Curran, we had Jadeja, and at last Bravo. And I think everyone contributed equally, and we got a score like that at last. So I think it was really the intent which played, which was not there in the last year, and we got this year.
Certainly, and I think it's always good to see a team like Chennai Super Kings from a forgettable season that they had last year. I think it's good to see that them finally being back to their best. And I could see some of the comments here. I think most of the KKR supporters are dominating the comments, and they are pretty much optimistic about this matchup. I could see people favoriting having KKR as the favorites for this particular match. We saw the Sunrisers dominating in the day fixtures where it was sunny. So could we expect a similar kind of performance from the Knight Riders during the night game, Rishi?
Yes, yes, you got it right, man. Yes, I just hope that their middle order, as somebody is mentioning here, that their middle order is a concern, and I just hope that it gets cleared today, as it is a batting pitch. So they might just get into the, they might just get some confidence by playing up some shots and maybe getting up some runs and then winning the match.
Certainly. And speaking about confidence, let's just talk about a certain CSK player, which I'll be asking Vignesh about. I think Kaustubh did mention it in the comments. It is about the form of Ruturaj Gaikwad. We did see him having a promising start to his career when he opened the innings for the first time last season in the later stages of the tournament. But this season he hasn't arrived actually for just as the CSK fans would have expected him to. So Vignesh, my question to you is: do you expect Ruturaj to maintain his place at the top of the order, or do you wish to see someone like Robin Uthappa, who did have a great domestic season earlier in the year? Do you wish to see Robin Uthappa opening the innings, or do you want to give the young man another go in this particular match?
I think Dhoni is not a person who changes the winning combination continuously. He's a person who tries to keep the same 11, playing 11 till the last, unless and until they need a change. But now I think as CSK is winning, they definitely do not want to give Uthappa a chance, because they want to provide a good confidence and provide a good base for Ruturaj Gaikwad. So I think definitely Ruturaj will have another 1 or 2 matches at max. But definitely I think he is in a position so that he should prove something here. Maybe a 20 or 30 run could also help that. But I think the confidence will definitely grow if he scores those boundaries and gets those shots in correct places.
I think you made a very interesting point about the contribution of someone like Ruturaj Gaikwad, because as we saw the current trend, I think even 150 or 160 score is also a defendable target on the Wankhede pitches. So maybe if all the players could chip in and score 20 or 30 runs like we saw in the previous game, they could still manage to put up a decent total. So that is going to be an interesting battle in the power play. And speaking about power play, we have seen unusual tactics being implemented by the KKR captain Eoin Morgan, which we saw in the game against Mumbai Indians, where we saw first 5 overs being bowled by the spinners against Mumbai Indians. So that was actually the talking point of that game. So Rishi, I would like to ask you on this particular move. Do you expect Morgan to do a similar kind of thing, especially knowing that they are going to be playing here at the Wankhede, where the pitch might not assist the spinners because it is a predominantly more of a batting wicket? So are you expecting to see someone like Harbhajan Singh given a go against Ruturaj Gaikwad in the power play?
It wouldn't be a bad option, I think, because Harbhajan Singh has spent his half of his IPL career at Mumbai for the Mumbai Indians. So he has experience of the Mumbai pitch as well, and he has spent his 1 year in CSK team, so he knows how the CSK batsmen play. So he has he has that in his mind, and I think. But then as you said, that 5 overs the spinners, that wouldn't be a good choice. We need to start up with Pat Cummins as well. Maybe Pat Cummins and Harbhajan Singh would be a go, or maybe Varun Chakravarti and Pat Cummins. So it depends. But then you cannot start with spinners. Yes,
and I think most of them would agree with you, especially Vansh here, who has given his bold prediction for the day. He's saying that Pat Cummins is going to trouble Raina and Ali with the short delivery, and I think it's safe to say that the Wankhede pitch will offer him a little bit of assist as compared to the Chepauk wicket, where the pitches are set to assist the. I think the pace really will be the key. So Vignesh, your thoughts on the Pat Cummins threat for Chennai Super Kings? Do you believe that Raina and Moeen Ali at the top of the order would be troubled by Cummins' pace, or are you expecting to see yet another performance from Moeen Ali at the top of the order?
I think definitely Moeen Ali is a player who can play the short ball also well. He has some power, but Raina, who has been suffering for the short ball, will definitely, I think, he'll play it slowly. He'll take the game slowly. So I think the short balls he won't play that much. He'll try to duck it or he'll try to take a single. But Moeen Ali, he will definitely counter attack the bowler so that he can get some confidence as well as the team score will increase. So definitely I expect some firepowering from Moeen Ali yet another time.
Speaking about firepower, I think it's good that you pointed out that word firepower, because I was just about to come to Rishi here talking about the best firepower that KKR will have, and I think it's good to see that him finally being able to deliver with the bat. We talked about his form with the bat in the podcast, but now it's safe to say that he did arrive in a convincing manner. So let's talk about Andre Russell. So we talked about Andre Russell's consistency with the bat as well as the ball. He's not able to maintain a balance as we used to see him do, consistently bowling those crucial overs, taking wickets, and as well as delivering with the bat. So, as a KKR fan, Rishi, what are your expectations from Andre Russell this season? Do you expect him to be that firepower batting option to KKR in the middle overs, or do you believe that he is actually going to create more impact with the ball in this particular season?
We expect him to be that firepower batsman, but then I just feel that he'll be the firepower bowler, because we have seen him already taking a 5-wicket haul. One match which was against RCB where he messed up, he gave 2 overs 38 runs, but then in that match itself he scored with the bat. So it's just being alternate, that he's scoring with the bat, but then he's not able to bowl. But then when he's bowling, and then he's not able to bat. So today maybe it is 50-50 that he just scores and then he just gets in some 2 or 3 wickets.
Well, certainly, and I would just like to highlight one particular stat which might bring a smile on Rishi's face. It is about Andre Russell's performance against CSK. So Andre Russell has an average of 45, scoring 226 runs at a strike rate of 160 against the Chennai Super Kings bowlers in the recent years. So I think that is going to be the key battle, I believe, the CSK bowlers against Andre Russell. But there is a catch here. Andre Russell has a strike rate of less than 100 against a certain bowler in CSK lineup who hasn't been given a go yet, and that is Imran Tahir himself. So my question to Vignesh is about Imran Tahir. We have seen that many experts wanting Imran Tahir in the 11, considering the fact that he is actually a genuine wicket taker in that CSK lineup. But considering what had happened in the game against Rajasthan Royals, where we saw Moeen Ali delivering well with the ball and Jadeja as well. So, are you expecting to see Imran Tahir making his way into the 11 in place of maybe someone like Dwayne Bravo for that matter, or do you wish to see Dwayne Bravo being there in the 11 and not tinker too much with the 11 that CSK put out?
I think definitely Dwayne Bravo will retain his position because of his slower deliveries and the change of paces. And Imran Tahir is a player who is a foreigner actually. So if you want to play him, you should have at least another spinner actually. But we have already 2 spinners, who is a left-hand spinner who is Jadeja, and we have Moeen Ali to trouble the left-hand batsman. So I think already there are 2 spinners, and in a pitch like Wankhede, definitely Imran Tahir won't come into the situation, because I think the top 4 foreign players for Chennai Super Kings are settled now in the playing 11. So I don't think Imran Tahir will come into place. But interesting fact, because Russell is a player who strikes with 200 or 300 strike rate easily, and here comes a bowler who tries to get easy wickets and who just pressurizes Andre Russell's wicket. So yeah,
I think certainly, and to back your statement about the fact that Imran Tahir not possibly making the 11, there is one interesting suggestion here made by Kaustup and even Ankur for that matter. It is about Krishnappa Gautam. We saw that he went for big money in the auction, and we definitely knew that he is going to play a crucial role for Chennai Super Kings. So there is one interesting suggestion here from Kaustup. He is saying that Moeen Ali should be used at the top of the order, opening the innings with I think in place of Ruturaj Gaikwad, and Ruturaj Gaikwad should be dropped for Krishnappa Gautam. So what do you make of this particular change? Will this have a good impact on the 11 if it is implemented?
so if Moeen Ali opens, I don't think Faf will go down. because Faf is a player who can open easily. So maybe one prediction will be that if Faf does not be in the 11, then Bowen Elvi will be coming in the opening. Raina will be in number 3, so that in the end we can use a bowler like Imran Tahir or Ilungi Ingedi, for example, because we need a player who bowls at least 140 plus. So I don't think CSK has that player in their playing 11 now. But definitely, I think they are good to go with this same playing 11 because they don't usually change that. Management backs every player, and we know what Watson did in 2018. He did not score any match, and in the finals, I think he scored a century, and we just won the IPL when we returned.
Certainly, and you need to have such kind of players in your team who would inspire the team in this kind of crucial situation. And speaking about crucial players, there is one exclusion who was actually a star of the KKR team in all those years ago when they won the 2 IPL titles in 3 years, and that is Sunil Narine himself. He hasn't made his way into the 11 in this particular season because of Shakib Al Hasan's inclusion. But Shakib here hasn't actually fired as per the expectations, and many actually are predicting that Sunil Narine will be making his way back into the 11 in place of Shakib Al Hasan. And maybe, who knows, that Sunil Narine may be possibly used as a batsman in the top order once again, as we saw how KKR used him at the top of the order. So, Rishi, your thoughts on possible inclusion for Sunil Narine? Before I let you answer that, I would just like to highlight a stat related to his performance against CSK as well. Sunil Narine does enjoy bowling against CSK. He has taken 14 wickets in the 13 times he played against the team at an average of 22 and a strike rate of 22, and also he has a decent economy of just 6.4. So he does have a good average against CSK batting lineup. So your thoughts on Narine making his way into the 11?
See, one thing which will come into consideration here is that Naren's fitness. There were thoughts, there were theories that Naren's fitness is a concern right now. So, which is resulting him in being excluded from the KKR side. But if he's not injured and if he's completely fit, then definitely there's no doubt that Naren is going to replace Shakib Al Hasan. Naren is, he's a different level bowler. He's like those Rashid Khan and all of that category bowler. He's consistent against every lineup, whichever lineup you take. The only thing is that his bowling has been a concern after his action being changed. He had an action issue in the last IPL, and then when he came back, he hasn't performed that much. He hasn't been that effective. But then let's see. Hope for the best.
Certainly hope for the best. I really like that optimism from Rishi here. I think he's hoping for a great game of cricket, like most of us do have. So my next question is related to Deepak Chahar's role with the ball. I think he has shown that what a crucial asset he is for the team in the power play, because whenever he gets the ball to swing in, I think he is a great wicket-taking option for CSK. And there are reports that this match is going to be played on the same surface where Punjab scored 195 and also scored 102 against Chennai Super Kings. So the scores here are at the extremes of both the direction. One time Punjab scored 195 and then they scored 102. So it is almost impossible to predict what might happen on this particular day. So Vignesh, your thoughts on Deepak Chahar's role in the team, because we have seen that whenever there is assist for the swinging condition, he does deliver. But whenever there is no swing, there is minimal swing, he gets smacked for runs. So how crucial will be the power play phase for CSK? Because we know that the likes of Nitish Rana like to attack from ball one. So that is going to be an interesting battle, Nitish Rana versus Deepak Chahar. So your thoughts on Deepak Chahar's role for the side today?
Yeah, I think if CSK bowls first, it will be a great day for Deepak Chahar, because the swinging conditions will be even more easier for him to use it, because the pitch will easily assist that. But after the CSK's first innings gets over, definitely in the second innings, I think Chahar is not a person who is easily able to swing the ball both the ways, because he's trying different things due to the dew factor also. But I don't think so. He should try to use them. He should try to bowl in the quite good places so that he can definitely deliver for CSK, because when he gets opening wickets or important wickets in the power play, I think it is easier for other players to come in and take the other wickets, because openers are very important for KKR also, because Nitish Rana is the only person I think who fire-powered in Chennai pitch, the Chepauk pitch. So definitely I think it is very important to take his wicket, as well as Shubman Gill, who can play swing or seam or anything, he can play well. So I think Deepak Chahar will be really important if CSK bowls first.
Certainly, and I think the power play phase will be crucial for both the teams because we have seen that matches being decided in the power play itself. So it will be crucial to see what kind of an approach both the teams will have. So my next question is related to the power play itself. It's about KKR. I think they started off the game really well against RCB. Varun Chakravarti bowled in the power play and took crucial wickets of Virat Kohli and one more player. I'm not remembering the name, but I think they had a splendid start. But still, they managed to just drift apart from the game, and that actually helped RCB to reach a formidable total of 205. So KKR's bowling do have a lot of concerns, especially in the middle overs and the death overs. So Rishi, are you concerned about the fact that this might happen once again against the likes of CSK? Because we know that CSK do have good squad depth in their batting lineup. We saw that happen against Rajasthan Royals. So are you worried about the middle overs phases for Kolkata Knight Riders? And what would be your possible solution for this particular problem?
So just to remind you about that, you forgot that he got out Virat Kohli and Rajat Patidar. So
Yeah.
yes, yeah. So he's another mystery spinner. He's a magician, if I can say that. And the only thing is that Owen Morgan has to use his bowlers well. Like using the bowlers in right bowlers at right time is also important. You cannot just send somebody to just bowl in at any time. If there's dew, then you need to use bowlers properly. If there's no dew, they're just hitting, then you have to slow down the game. So they all know about this, but then just using those bowlers well is also important. I just hope that they use it. Ground is also different, so we just hope that everything goes well.
Certainly, and there is news coming in from the other game that was happening in the afternoon. Ronak here, our friend, is informing us that Sunrisers Hyderabad did manage to win the game convincingly by 9 wickets. So, congratulations to all the Hyderabad fans watching this. I think it was crucial for them because they lost 3 in a row, and that was certainly not expected from the side. So, this win actually opens up the IPL table, and we could see such kind of results happening in the next matches onwards. So, really happy for Sunrise Hyderabad fans. So let's talk about this game now, and let's talk about the main man of the hour. We expected to talk about more about the captain of CSK, the legend Mahendra Singh Dhoni, and what could his role possibly be for Chennai Super Kings. He did manage to have a decent game in the last game, though he did not score at a higher pace. I think scoring 18 of 18 against Rajasthan Royals. He did score those boundaries, but could not manage to capitalize on the start. So Vignesh, what according to you would be the ideal position for Mahendra Singh Dhoni in this batting lineup, and what could his role possibly be for CSK? Suppose if they are asked to chase a big total, do you still see him as a finisher for CSK as he used to do it in all those glory years for the Chennai Super Kings side, or do you believe that that has actually changed over the recent years, and he would actually help CSK more if he bats in the top half of the batting order? So, what are your overall thoughts on Dhoni's ideal position?
I think Dhoni is a player who can come at number 5 or 6, but definitely because of this batting order and this depth, he is not able to come. He can promote himself because we have more fire powers coming up in the end. Also, we have Sam Curran and Jadeja who are in a great form now, and MS Dhoni, he knows that he is a player who needs time. So if he gets the time, he can definitely score those big sixes. And in Bankaday, I think who can forget the 2011 World Cup? I think that 6, I think everyone can remember that. So I think definitely MS Dhoni can fit in the number 5 position after maybe or before Raido, I think so. So that MS Dhoni gets the time, he gets settled and he goes just bang. So I believe he does that, but definitely I don't think he will promote himself because of the position where he is going to play. I think there are more players coming up in the end, and everyone are in a great form. So I think his captaincy is one we should talk about because last game he kept a field for Mananora and it went directly. And Jadeja, he was like running everywhere, like every position he was there. And so I think he did really well in the captaincy. So I think a winning team needs a very great captain, and MS Dhoni is a really good example and a great asset for CSK.
Certainly, and it is safe to say that CSK and Mahendra Singh Dhoni do have great memories at the Wankhede. I think they won the IPL here also when they came back after the 2 years hiatus in 2018. It was a splendid final for both the teams. And on the contrary, it is also safe to say that Kolkata Knight Riders do not enjoy playing at the Wankhede because they have only won one game at the Wankhede in the 9 matches that they played here at the venue, and that was in 2012. So pretty bad memories for KKR, and on the contrary, very good memories for CSK. So it is going to be a very interesting encounter. So we are just 2 minutes away from the toss, gentlemen, and so as usual, we would like to know your prediction. So let's just put on the captain's hat on both of you, and let's ask what would be your decision and why. So Rishi, if you won the toss, what would you like to do and why? Considering the pitch might favor the batsman this time.
Yes. So I'll definitely go with batting first. I'll go with batting first. If I win the toss, I'll go with batting first, and I look for just defending the total, because there's a lot of dew coming in the first half of the game. Second half of the game isn't that much, like the field isn't that much wet, so the ball doesn't get wet. But then first half of the game is quite the ball gets wet, and it's tough for the bowlers to bowl. So I'll take that advantage, and I'll try to bat first.
Certainly. And Vignesh, do you agree with what Rishi has said about winning the toss, batting first, and also the point about dew? I think it was evident in the last game against Rajasthan Royals itself. I think when Butler hit the ball for a six, the ball got changed, and the ball was pretty much wet in that particular match as well. So dew factor will be there. So do you agree with Rishi here, batting first after winning the toss, or do you wish to see the vintage CSK chasing once again and Mahendra Singh Dhoni to put all those glory as well, back for the Chennai Super Kings?
Yeah, I think if they bat first, it will be easier for us because we'll bowl first. And I think Deepak Chahar will be really important here because I think the dew will be less because in the night only, during the night only, so this is the evening time. So after this only, I think the dew factor will increase. So even the last time we did not try to bowl anything easier to Josh Butler, yet he scored those sixes. And at last we got the changed ball. And then I think Ravi Jadeja and Moeen Ali changed the game itself. So I think bowling first, I think definitely CSK will want that because chasing, I think they can do it even more prettier, easier. Because I think 160 maximum, they can easily chase down. And if they score a big amount of runs also, I think CSK have the depth to easily chase these runs.
Certainly, and to speak about Ravi Jadeja, I think he's everywhere. He's a rock star. I mean, you cannot keep him out of the game. So I think the news is coming in from the center. Sanma here, our friend, is informing us that KKR have managed to win the toss and they chose to bowl first. So Rishi, they have went against you. So could you say that Owen Morgan is not your friend because he chose to oppose you? What are your thoughts on that, Rishi?
No, I wouldn't say that he's not my friend because he chose to bowl first. Maybe it is an interesting choice. Maybe they are there present at the ground, so they know better conditions than us right now at the moment. Maybe the groundsman would have told that there's no dew today. Like groundsmen know that will there be a dew or there will be no dew today. So maybe they would have got to know that there's no dew and the pitch would be flatter, batting friendly. So they might have gone to chase. They have that much firepower, so there's no such tension.
Certainly. And Vignesh, CSK batting first. Are you happy with the outcome, and are you expecting a similar kind of performance which we saw against Rajasthan Royals? So, what are your thoughts on losing the toss and batting first?
I think toss is a very important play in Wankade's game because any team won the toss, they used to bowl, and we would have loved to bowl here. But definitely, last game would have given such a confidence for CSK's players so that we can also set up a total and we can defend that because 190 is the average score there, 192, and we got 188. So 189 target was not achievable by Rajasthan Royals, and it was really a very good comeback from CSK after what Josh Butler did. So I think definitely CSK can put a total, but KKR has firepowers in their batting order, but they are not in good forms because Owen Morgan and Andre Russell, they are not punishing the ball as they do in earlier years. So I think definitely CSK will try to score as much as possible so that they'll give the confidence to Chahar and Sam Curran in the new ball. And then in the between overs, I think Jadeja and Moeen Ali will come into play. So I think definitely they can definitely do it well.
Certainly. And the news coming in from the center here, as we were informed by our very own friends in the comments, is that KKR have made two changes. They removed Harbhajan Singh and Shakib Al Hasan. And just like we predicted on our show, Sunil Narine makes his way into the 11. And also, Kamlesh Nagarkoti will be playing. I think he had a good season last season. I think that game against Rajasthan Royals, I remember vividly. He was splendid. So your thoughts on the changes, Rishi? Are you happy with Shakib Al Hasan missing out? And we thought that Harbhajan might play a crucial role. So what are your thoughts on the changes being made?
Yes, surely. Shakib Al Hasan coming in at number 7 or number 8 for batting isn't helping, the KKR batting lineup, and isn't the right place for Shakib to come in to bat. So there's no point in wasting his place there, and then he's not able to bowl also. So, and coming into the Mumbai pitch is completely different. It doesn't support, those kind of spinners like Shakib. It will support spinners like Varun Chakravarti or Sunil Narine. So it is great to see Sunil Narine making his way back into this side. And of course, Kamlesh Nagarkoti, I'm a big fan of him. Kamlesh Nagarkoti has been excellent whenever he has got chance. He's a terrific fielder. He's a terrific bowler also, and he can come in with some runs as well. So I think KKR have gone in to make a good balance in their side. I hope that it just works out for them.
Yes, certainly. And speaking about extra pace in your lineup, there is a news coming in from the CSK camp as well. It's clear that Lungi Nigidi has finally cleared his quarantine time and is all set to play for the Chennai Super Kings once again, because Dwayne Bravo has appeared to be rested for this particular fixture. So your thoughts, Vignesh, on Nigidi coming back into the 11, because he's going to provide a crucial aspect for the CSK bowling as well. So your thoughts on Nigidi's inclusion?
Yeah, I think a bowler with 140 plus, I think any team would like to have him, because he's a bowler who can change his pace also, and he can bowl in that 140s also. So considering the batting depth, I don't think so CSK is going to miss the batting Bravo, but definitely in the bowling department, he is a very crucial part for CSK, because the change-ups and everything in the last 3 matches, he did really well. In the first match against Delhi also, he gave only 28 runs in his 4 overs. So he will be really crucial. So that resting him is a really good idea. But now Ingidi has come in place, and definitely I think he'll rock tonight, because 140 plus bowlers, and against Nitish Rana and Shubman Gill, I think he can have that bounce also due to his height, and definitely he can trouble the batsman there.
Certainly. And since we are short on time, as we also have to cover the post-match show for the first games between SRH and Punjab Kings. So let's just take one more comment from Sachit here. He wants to ask Rishi here about the form of Shubman Gill. He's able to get good start, but is not able to convert it into a big score. So we saw that happening with Surya Kumar Yadav as well yesterday in the game against Delhi Capitals. So how big of a concern would that be for KKR, Rishi? What are your thoughts on this?
I don't think that he's not in a good touch, as he says that he's got good starts. So I think that is a temperament issue, and I hope that the KKR management would have spoke to Shubman Gill about this, or maybe Shubman Gill would have realized himself. If he would have realized, that is a great thing, that he has realized himself that he's not able to convert those starts, and that will not take a matter of time. He'll do it sooner or later sometime. He's a great player.
Certainly. And last question to both of you gentlemen, since we are just on the closing time of our pre-match show. Your prediction. So CSK are batting first. So let's start with Rishi. What kind of a score are you expecting to restrict the Chennai Super Kings boys? And what according to you would be an ideal score to chase on this Wankhede surface?
Anything below 170, I guess. 160 to 170 would be a great total to chase here. It will be a kind of a thrilling performance if we see. We do not want low-scoring games, as we all know. Like, low-scoring games are good for the bowlers, but then it's not good for somebody who sees, Russell hitting big sixes or Dhoni hitting big sixes. Even I'm a Dhoni fan, so even I want Dhoni to hit big sixes, but it's not like Dhoni should go out of KKR's control. We'll keep him in control. We'll give him 2 or 3 sixes, and then Russell can come in and hit 2 or 3 more big sixes.
As a bowler, that statement kind of hurt me, because I want to see bowlers dominate, and I love to see such kind of games happening, man. But yeah, certainly there will be an exciting game if there is a 170 plus game on the show. So Vignesh, you agree with Rishi? Yeah, 170 to be that that number for CSK if they wish to target upon? And do you think that score above 175 would be totally out of KKR's reach? Because we know that Russell is indeed back in form, and considering the record he has against CSK. So what kind of a score are you looking to target, considering the fact that you have lost the toss?
I think already as mentioned, the KKR has not won a match since 2012 in Wankhede. So I think definitely CSK will go with the confidence of winning too. And definitely I think 190 or 200 will be CSK's total, because they would want to even more push their boundary lines, because 188 they won convincingly. But KKR has even more strong depth. And with Russell and Morgan in such a great batting pitch, definitely they can score those runs. And 170 will be less, and easily KKR could have chased that. But I think 190 will be a really good competition there, because with Ingidi coming in and Sam Curran changing his pace up and MS Dhoni's brilliance, I think CSK can definitely win this day.
Certainly, and who wouldn't want a 200 kind of game once again? We saw that classic game between Rajasthan Royals and Punjab Kings earlier this season. So it will be a cracking game if CSK do manage to post up a big total. So, gentlemen, Rishi, Vignesh, thank you for joining us for the pre-match show, and we will be gladly having you on the post-match after this particular match. And guys, please do tune in about 5 minutes time, where our host and the analyst will be covering the post-match show for the first game between Sunrisers Hyderabad and Punjab Kings by at, I think 7:15 p.m. So make sure to tune into that show. It has been a great pleasure hosting you guys, and hoping to see a cracker of a game in this particular fixture. And please remember to stay safe, and to all those who tuned in to watch this live show, thank you all for tuning in. Please keep sharing your love and support. It means a lot to us, because this is entirely a students based initiative, so we would only grow big because of your support. So thank you all for tuning in. Please make sure to join us for the post-match show of the first match, and also for the post-match show after the second game. So till then, take care everyone, stay safe, and enjoy the game of cricket. So thank you everyone, take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.